Now we'll see one more kind of group, that is cyclic group. Let me define what it is. G star is called, already G is a group. G star is called cyclic group if there is an element G belongs to G, so that G power 0, G power 1, G square, in that way if you apply, it should be able to generate all the elements of your group. That's it. Okay. We can also write like this. For every element belongs to your group, whatever the element you take, let's call it as A, then there should be some integer such a way that G power I equal to A. This should happen for every element. That means, so G is generating all the elements. G is also known as generator. Okay. Now we'll see some important properties of this cyclic group. The first thing is, every cyclic group is abelian. We'll see why. Every cyclic group is abelian. What is the property of abelian? We have to prove that A star B equal to B star A. Directly we will take that statement. A star B equal to B star A. Now, we know one thing. Since it is a cyclic group, we can expect an element called G, which is going to be a generator. So, A can be written as some G power M. We know that, correct? Star, where M greater than or equal to 0. B can be written as some G power N. We know that. So, G power M star G power N to be equal to G power N star G power M, correct? Now, but we know that what is G power M? Applying G, that means applying star M minus 1 times, otherwise writing G M times, correct? Followed by G power N means applying product over G elements, N elements. So finally M elements and N elements. So all together will become G power M plus N. Similarly, G power N star G power M means G power N applying G N times over the star, then followed by star, then again G power M applying G M times. So overall, how many times you are applying? Here N times, here M times. Let us cross check with numerical example. G cube star G square. Can I write it as G star G star G star G star G? Finally, how many G's you have written? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Can I write G power 5? Yes, that means it is 3 power less 2. Similarly, here it is G power M plus N LHS RHS G power N plus M. So, G power M plus N, G power N plus 1. We know one thing, M plus N and N plus M, because it is addition, equal to same, correct? So, G power M plus N equal to G power M plus N. Finally, what you have proved? A star B equal to B star A. That's why every cyclic group is abelian. Okay. So now we will see some more properties of this cyclic group. Okay. We discuss a concept called order, which can be defined for group and also defined for element. We will see what is the meaning of order of a group. After that, we will see what is the meaning of order of an element one by one. So order of a group is very simple. It is the size of the group. Okay. So if the group is infinite group, that means the set is infinite, then order is called infinite. If it is finite, then we will be finding the value. Example, you know that 1 comma minus 1 under multiplication forms a group. Why? Because it is associative, correct? Then it is closed, yes. Then there is identity element called 1, fine. One more, so for every element has inverse. What is the inverse of 1? 1 into dash is 1, 1. That means 1's inverse is 1. Here 1 is identity element. So minus 1 into dash is 1 minus 1. So inverse of minus 1 is minus 1. So finally we proved that this is a group. Now order of a group here is 2 because there are 2 elements, that's it. Now let me define order of an element in the group. Okay. So whenever I say something is order of an element, that is a positive integer. Okay, let me define a positive integer. K is called order of an element if a power order of an element A, if a power k equal to e and k is smallest such number. Okay, k is smallest. So otherwise directly we can write here a smallest positive integer. Smallest positive integer k is called order of an element if a power k equal to e. That's all. So now we'll see what is an order of element 1. Now tell me what is a positive integer k so that a power k is e. Here what is the identity element? 1. 1 power we have to start with positive integers. Let me list out. 1 power 1 is 1. So 1 is the positive integer so that 1 power that k equal to 1. So this is order of 1. So what is the order of minus 1? I don't know. I have to list out. Minus 1 whole power 1 minus 1. So we have to do this operation until you get identity element. Minus 1 whole power 2 equal to minus 1 into minus 1. Here it is, here the operator is multiplication. That's why I am happily applying multiplication. Minus 1 into minus 1 plus 1. Yes. So this is the smallest integer such a way that minus 1 power k equal to 1. So 2 is the order of element minus 1. Let us take one more example. 1 comma minus 1 comma I comma minus I under multiplication. This is a group. Just believe that it is a group because our concentration is on finding order of an element. Okay, I don't want to dilute it. So let us do order of an element for I power 1 I power 2 equal to I into I, which is minus 1, I cube, which is I into I into I into I already minus 1, minus 1 into I minus I power 4 equal to I into I into I into I into I minus 1, I into I minus 1. Since it is associative, group is associative, right? We can apply in any order. That's why I am applying like that. Minus 1 into minus 1 plus 1. So 4 is the smallest integer for I, so that I power k equal to 1. So k equal to 4. Let us try for minus I. Minus I power 1 minus I square equal to minus I into minus I, minus into minus plus I into I minus 1. So minus I whole cube equal to minus I into minus I into minus I. Already we know that minus I into minus I minus 1 into minus I, minus minus plus 1 into I. So minus I whole power 4 equal to minus I into minus I into minus I into minus I. So we can do like this. Either I can take minus I whole square value, otherwise directly I can take minus I whole cube value, which is I up to here, into minus I. So plus into minus minus, I into I minus 1. So minus into minus plus 1. So minus I whole power 4 is 1. So order is here 4. In that way, for every element we can define an order. Okay. Now we will see one important result of this cyclic group. Okay. This is general definitions. That means they are applicable for cyclic groups, but not only for cyclic groups. Order of a group is defined for any group. Similarly, order of an element is defined for any element belongs to a group. Okay. Here I am not particular about cyclic groups. It is applicable for any group. Okay. We will see one important result. In a finite cyclic group, if G is a generator, then order of G equal to order of capital G. Here G is a group, which is of course cyclic group and finite. So you know what is order of an element. Let me note down first. Order of an element is, let's say k, then k is nothing but positive smallest integer such that G power k equal to e. We should understand that. Yes. Next, what is the order of the group? Number of elements in the group. Number of elements. Fine. Why they should be equal, we will see. So first try to understand what is order of G. Whenever order of G is, let's say k, I am assuming it as k, then G power k definitely equal to e. Remember it. Now G power 1, G square, G cube, in that way I am writing up to G power k systematically. But G power 1 is G, right? I don't know what is G square, I don't know what is G cube, so on. But I have one claim. The elements in this G power 1 to G power k, all these elements if you see, they are distinct. Why sir? Contradict. Proof by contradiction. If they are not distinct, then definitely there should be a repetition. I am assuming that somewhere the element is repeated, which is A. Let us call it as first one is, let's say, ith position, second one is jth position. And we know one thing, this I comma j, if you see, they are in between 1 comma k, correct? I can say that your I, whatever we are positioning, that is definitely greater than or equal to 1. That means simply I am writing and one more thing, because it's a repetition, so I and j are different, so I less than j less than or equal to this k. Try to understand this one. Simple. Your I and j should be in between 1 to k. That's it. Fine. Now, but what is the, what can we do with this, sir? I'll tell you. G power I, this is ith position, this is jth position, right? G power I is a, G power j is a. So what I do is, since j is bigger than I in the order, we can do like this. J, there is a difference called j minus I, right? Okay, I write g power j as g power j minus I into g power I, so that g power j minus I plus I j, but that is equal to a. But g power I equal to what? A, correct? So g power j minus I into g power I is a equal to a. Right cancellation in the group, holds good. Then g power j minus I equal to e. But what is j minus I? The difference between these two. So definitely, let us see some numerical. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, let's say up to 10. You pick any I, any j minus I difference will be definitely smaller than k. Agree? So can I say one thing? K is definitely bigger than j minus I. But what is the result you got? You are claiming that g power j minus I equal to identity element. That is impossible. Why? In this interval, and j minus I is not 0 because j not equal to I. So because g power 0 is also e, that case will not arise here, because j minus I, j not equal to I, they are two different indices. So j minus I not equal to 0, remember it. Now j minus I is a smaller number than k, but g power j minus I is e. Now read what is k. Our k should be positive integer, which is smallest integer, such that g power k equal to e. Now j minus I is also claiming same. See, g power j minus I is also e, and j minus I is smaller than k, then you are violating the fundamental definition of k. You can't do that. Why? Because it is given. We are assuming that the order of this g is k, then other thing cannot be ordered. But why are you getting this kind of wrong answer? Because your assumption here itself is wrong. Only because of this assumption everything has happened. So we should not assume like that. So finally what we have realized is a cannot be repeated. That's it. So what, sir? That means no number can be repeated. So from G to E, these elements whatever they are all distinct. Remember it, correct? Fine, sir, I agree. All are distinct. Remember it. Second point is, these elements are all the elements of the group. Why, sir? I'll tell you. Before proving that, first let us assume that all the elements of the group are placed here. Then the number of elements, if I count, you see, how many elements are there here? Here 1. This 1 indicates the first element. G square is second element. G cube is third element. G power k is kth element. So if really all the elements of group are arranged here, then number of elements in the group, so far you don't know, right? But now I can calculate. Correct? That is definitely equal to k. Sir, why? Simple. You said all the elements are arranged here, but the positions we have is 1 to k. Then the size, the number of elements should be k. That's why mod g equal to k. So order of g is k, but order of element g is already k. K equal to k, we proved. But sir, how can you say that all the elements are present here only? How can you say that? Because I know that g after g power k plus 1, try to calculate what you get. That is g into g power k, correct? But g power k is what? E. E into g, g. But g power k plus 1 is simply g into g power k. G is nothing but the first one, correct? Similarly, g power k plus 2 equal to g square into g power k. So that means g power k is e, so that is g square. That means you are not going to generate new elements here. Whatever the elements you already generated, they only will be repeated. Okay, so what, sir? That means if and all if any number is generated by that G, that should be here only. Fine. But you are missing one important information. G is a generator. G has to generate all the elements. If G generates all the elements and it cannot generate new elements here, then all the elements has to be generated here only. That's why now I realize that since G is a generator, it generates all the elements and it generates only here. But how many positions we have here? K. Then the number of elements which are generated are K. That is definitely has to be total number of elements in the group because G generates all the elements. Correct? So in that way we can easily prove that small o of G, that means order of G equal to order of capital G. Order of a order of a generator equal to order of the group. Example, you know that there is a cyclic group G which has 10 elements. Then what is the order of generator of that group? 10. That's it.